Hello there, Teen Dre TV. I'm Mike Bates. Today is Thursday, October 11th, 2012, and this is today's edition of the Android Vlog, where I bring you guys the latest Android news, give my opinions on them, and you guys can feel free to respond to me in the comments. Let's get started. Okay, so today I have a whole bunch of news stories for you guys to make up for yesterday's lack of news and lack of content, so bear with me if I forget one momentarily. I'm going to start off with the fact that the Galaxy Nexus ban has finally been overturned. Earlier this year, just after I got my Galaxy Nexus, actually, the Galaxy Nexus was banned from import into the US, and today the ITC overruled that. They flipped it over, they're like, nuh-uh, Galaxy Nexus is totally okay with us, and that's great to see. The details are starting to mount on Apple, it looks like. It seems like the details from that trial, from that case, are starting to mount on Apple, like, maybe all those devices and that $1.5 billion shouldn't have been awarded to Apple. So, it'll be interesting to see how that turns out, but for now, yes, the Galaxy Nexus is now available for import a couple weeks before it will be outdated again. If you actually buy one right now, then I feel bad for you. A little bit, because honestly, I want to go on record right now saying that the LG Optimus Nexus, or whatever they want to call it, the Nexus 4 or whatever, looks pretty nice. I for one like the design. It looks like a Galaxy Nexus on the front, only with kind of like a shiny bezel, and then the back, some people up close, like really up close, I think, yeah, it looks a little weird, but if you look at it from far away, like today they had a 3D render where you could spin it around and look at it all 360 view, it looks kind of like, you know, the Matrix code, like the green code when it's coming down, it looks all sci-fi. It kind of looks like that. Look at one of the pictures. Don't look at one of the close-ups, because then you're going to think, oh, it's glittery. I know that some people are going to be like, but it is glittery. But if you look at the phone, like from far away, from far back, and you look at it, it looks kind of Matrixy. It's really cool. I didn't really notice it until today. And I don't know. I've been hearing a lot of mixed opinions on whether there are going to be a whole bunch of Nexus devices, or whether it's just going to be the LG Optimus Nexus or the Nexus 4 for a couple months, or if it's just going to be the only one this year. I'm really curious to see, and I'm really kind of excited, especially since all of that will be going on during the time at which I am at the Big Android Barbecue, and so there'll be the big Android hype with all these Android fanboys there talking about this new Nexus, and so that'll be cool. Next up today, I want to talk about Shadowgun Deadzone, and if you don't know what Shadowgun is, it's a third-person shooter. It's a Tegra game primarily. I think there is a non-Tegra version. But anyways, basically it's a third-person shooter. It was a single-player campaign game, and then a while ago, at least almost a year ago by now, Madfinger Games, who produce it, they also made Dead Trigger and Samurai something. I played that back on iOS a long time ago. Samurai Vengeance, there you go. They announced a multiplayer version, and we're going to call it Shadowgun Deadzone, and so basically that has been over our heads, and they've kind of like dropped little hints for like months and months and months now, and today, and we heard rumors that it was in closed beta, and today they opened it up, open beta, it's on the Play Store, and so that's really cool. So far there are like 4 classes, there are like I think 15 or 16 weapons in addition to a lot of accessories, or not accessories, but tactical gear like grenades or flashbangs or health kits, stuff like that. It sounds really cool, and it looks like it could really be a good game. Right now it's a free open beta. I think it's free. It should be. It's an open beta. Free open beta in the Play Store. It looks really interesting. So far there are 2 maps. I'm probably going to be grabbing that, maybe giving you guys a hands-on over the weekend. We'll have to see about that. I don't know how well I can play things on a Tegra 3 tablet when it's a 10-inch tablet and I'm trying to film it, but we'll get to that bridge when I need to cross it. But anyways, yes, as I said, it is Tegra 3 exclusive for now, but hopefully in the future they will expand it out to non-Tegra or Tegra 2 devices, because there are still a lot of devices out there, such as the new Exynos devices, that run the games perfectly well, but aren't Tegra 3 processors, so we'll have to see about that as time goes by. Next up, we have the Galaxy S3 Mini, and we had rumors about this. I talked briefly about it yesterday, but basically, up until like yesterday, people were thinking it was just going to be the Galaxy S3, only a 4-inch screen, and it would have the exact same specs, everything. In which it was just going to be a slap in the face to Apple, like, haha, you think yours is such a big phone, well guess what, our phone has the same screen size, bigger resolution, and we're calling it Mini. Ha! You guys think you got something big. Nah, your big is actually Mini, and so, I mean, that would have been cool and all. But today we got the official announcement, and guess what? It is 4 inches, and it's a complete mid-range phone. It looks like crap. Oh my goodness. It's a WVGA resolution. For those of you who don't know, that's really low res. That's like a year and a half ago standard, so that's really bad. It's pretty much got, it's like some Ericsson processor. It's a 1 GHz dual core processor with 1 GB of RAM, 5 megapixel camera, 1500 milliamp hour battery as compared to the normal S3's 2100 milliamp hour battery. It just looks terrible. And the thing is, you know how there are tons and tons of Galaxy devices? Like, originally, the Galaxy line was just for, like, the high-end ones, and the other ones just had, like, normal names, like the Samsung Amaze. Well, now it's the Samsung Galaxy Amaze, or the Samsung Galaxy Auxiliary, or whatever. Now they're taking that a step further, and they're not just taking the Galaxy thing, which used to be a high-end name, sorry for the background noise. They're taking the S name, which is really reserved for high-end phones. Like, usually you have the S, you have the original Galaxy S, you have the Galaxy S2, you have the Galaxy S3, and now they're taking that S and they're putting it in a mid-range phone that sucks, and now it's the Galaxy S3 Mini. And so, like, what is going on? Samsung really needs to work on their brand naming. It's terrible. So next up here is actually a pretty interesting story. SoftBank, if you haven't heard of it, don't be ashamed, I hadn't either until today. SoftBank is basically a Chinese cellular phone carrier, and so they provide cellular service for phones in China. Now what's interesting is that they look to be trying to buy a great deal of Sprint Nextel's stock. Basically, they look to buy out Sprint. Like, they're looking to buy 2/3 of Sprint Nextel stock, and that's interesting because, I mean, that's so incredibly random. It looks like, I mean, they would be trying to take a hold of the US market in a major way, and that is really interesting, and something that I personally don't know if the US government would be too happy about. Now, I'm not big into politics, I don't want to get this show into politics, but anyways, recently, I didn't talk about it on this show because I don't want to get into politics, but ZTE and Huawei, where I think some of their phones were banned or were, like, they weren't denied access to launch their phones or they were denied access to launch their phones in the US simply because they were phones made in China and that they could be monitoring our, like, phone calls, our data usage, our text messages, stuff like that. I personally don't have a stance on it. I don't want to get the show into politics, but I don't know if the US government would be very happy with a Chinese carrier purchasing one of the big 3 US carriers. I mean, that would be very interesting, in my opinion, to see what exactly would go on with that. I mean, that's just something that we have not seen. I mean, there's obviously been the different carriers on the different continents, but we've never seen a carrier, well, at least in my short time of experience, I can't call to mind a reference to or something happening like that where one carrier from another country or another continent has tried to buy out a major piece or all of a carrier from another continent. So that's really interesting. I'd like to see where that would go. I don't know if I want that to happen simply because I'm on Sprint. I don't want, like, and just to clarify, they do have plans to put LTE in my area, and I don't want those plans interrupted, and so I would be upset if that would happen. So that would be terrible. I don't want that to happen at all. So that would be interesting. I would like to see how that would turn out, as long as it didn't affect me. I mean, that's what everyone wants, I guess, but that'll be interesting. I will keep you guys up to date on that acquisition, especially with, like, the T-Mobile and Metro PCS and Sprint and Metro PCS kind of war going on, where they were fighting over Metro PCS. I think T-Mobile eventually got the deal on that, so that's interesting. Another thing I wanted to add in is that the Razr HD and the HD Maxx are being launched soon. For some reason, there was some kind of a delay. I think there was something to do with maybe the Kevlar or maybe the displays where Motorola was having trouble supplying them or something. I don't know, but the launch was severely delayed because those were announced around the same time as the iPhone 5, and the iPhone 5 is obviously out, and usually Android phones don't take that long to get out, like the Galaxy Note 2. I mean, it just seems really late to me. I don't know why, because I guess the Razr M and the Razr I were available a while ago. And so there was some kind of shortage or something, and they got delayed a while. But anyways, they will be launching October 18th here in the States on Verizon. I think that's the only carrier they'll be launching on. I don't know. I mean, I think we had the Razr, or an international Razr, last time with the original. I don't know what's going on there. But anyways, Razr HD, HD Maxx, going to be launching in the States on Verizon October 18th. That'll be interesting. I don't think they announced the pricing yet, because last year Verizon was kind of going nuts with their pricing. Like, the standard across the board now for, like, high-end phones is like $200, as the initial cost of a phone. I'm not going to go into how U.S. carriers work again. But anyways, it'll be interesting because Verizon's been the one odd carrier out where they have basically priced their phones at $300, even though no other carrier has done that. And so it's interesting. We'll be keeping you guys up to date on the pricing. If it comes out soon, I might just make an annotation on this video somewhere around here. Look around here, and if you don't have your annotations on, turn them on. I think that's where the button's at. Anyways, and then the last story I wanted to talk about today, this popped up on my Google Reader feed not even like half an hour before I recorded this, is that the Google Play Store got an update in it. There's always been some gripes about the Google Play Store or the Android markets for a long, long time, and now I think they actually addressed the three main ones that people were griping about. First, there's always been this page where you can see what apps you have installed on your phone, and you can see all the apps you've ever downloaded. Now, they finally added the functionality of removing apps from that list, and I personally am really glad for that because I have had Android devices for, let's see, I had a phone in a development class that I took like a year ago, and I downloaded a whole bunch of free apps. The first time I'd ever touched an Android device, ever really used one, and so I went on a heyday of just downloading free apps, and those are still on there to this day, on my like all apps feed to this day, and so it'll be nice to clear out some of that clutter. I also went kind of nuts with like all kinds of apps when I first got my Note tablet and rooted it and stuff, so it'll be nice to be able to remove those, stick with the apps that I actually want in that feed. You can curate, you can kind of handpick what apps you want to stay there, you can remove them, that's all nice. Another thing that people have griped over for a long time is that when you search for something, like say I searched for Bad Piggies, and for some reason it didn't come up at the top. I could scroll, and if I click, I was like, oh, is this Bad Piggies? I could click on it. Oh no, that's a scam. I would hit the back button, and I'd be back at the top of the list. And I'd have to scroll all the way back down. And I mean, you've ever known if you didn't have something that specific, like maybe not Bad Piggies, but if you were looking for root apps and you were just looking through them and you finally found one, oh, is this cool? You click on it, oh wait, you hit back, I gotta re-scroll through all of that. And so that's always been a big pain, and people have complained about that a lot more than you would think. And so that has also been solved. Those are the two major things that people have been complaining about. And then the other thing is that they have added expandable notifications, smart notifications for Jelly Bean users, where if you are on Jelly Bean, and really the only notifications you get from Google Play as of now, I think there was a rumor, although it might just be a rumor, that Google Play Store might give you notifications about deals. It might be optional or it might be mandatory. I hope not. I don't like ads in my notification bar personally. But anyways, for now, the only notification from the Google Play Store that pops up is a update notification, like you have updates, and so the expandable notification, you just expand it down with a gesture, or in 4.1.2, you can expand it down with just one finger. Fun fact. And it would show you what apps you have updates for. So say if you didn't expand the notification, it would say like 4 updates like it does now, but if you expand it, you can see, oh, Angry Birds, Flipboard, YouTube, and Google Maps have updates. Cool. And so that way you could judge on, oh, is this something I want to download right now, or is this just an update to Facebook that doesn't do anything? Maybe soon they'll get that HTML5 version out of there. But anyways, so thank you for watching today's edition of the Android vlog. Thanks for sticking around. Sorry for the short episode yesterday. Should be back to normal now. I do have some plans for content over this weekend. I've been contemplating doing like a rant video or an app review. I don't know. Leave your feedback down in the comments below on what you would like to see for content over the weekend. I'm going to be giving a lot of content probably over the weekend, not a lot, but I mean, I'm going to be doing some kind of content over the weekend, be it a vlog more about me, be it a rant, be it a app review, whatever you guys want to see. I'd like to take your feedback. Please put it down in the comments below. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked the video, give it a like. If you want to see more of this content, please subscribe. We've got more content coming on the channel, and there's lots for you, well, not lots, but there's some for you to watch on the channel right now. More coming daily, obviously. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys all tomorrow. Peace.